All right, so a question we get asked a lot is why buy an expensive spray gun when you could buy one for $10 to $30? So to kind of show you that, we've went ahead and we're using industrial alkyd enamel. We're going to spray it with two gravity feed spray guns. One is $10, the other is a $220 gun. And we're going to show you kind of the differences you see. One thing we didn't show as much in the video, but is also a difference between the two, is the ability to adjust the pattern between large and small is a lot greater with the $220 gun. So that gives you a lot of variety in the ability to spray. So you can do anything from detail work up to a large surface and a little more production. So we'll go ahead and get started. As always, if you have questions or any comments about the difference between these two guns, please leave them in the section below, and let's get started. So we get a lot of customers that ask us about low-cost guns versus guns that are a little more quality. A lot of our guns are in the $150 to $500 range. And a lot of people may wonder, why would you go with a gun that's very expensive when there are spray guns on the market that are anywhere from $10 to $30? So we're going to kind of show you some of the differences there. The material we're spraying is an industrial alkyd enamel. It's a solvent-based product. It runs about 35 seconds and is on 2 cup is where we're at. As far as spraying ability goes, that's a very ideal material thickness to be able to spray well. And so we're going to show you what that looks like. This gun is readily available. It's Harbor Freight gun. It's about a $10 gun when on sale. And for the right application, it makes a lot of sense. It's very affordable, which is nice. We're going to kind of show you the difference between this and then what you get even with a mid-level gun like our FLG series gun, so you can see the difference. So my needle's wide open, my air pattern's wide open, and then my material's thinned to about 30 seconds and is on 2. My air pressure's at about 40 pounds, so it's actually a pretty high air pressure. This gun would be considered not very HVLP at that point. If you look at my material breakup, you can see it's a little kind of dry spray, and that's mainly because I have my air pressure up trying to break it up well. Now if I drop air pressure, we're going to go down to about 25 pounds. We'll show you that. Again, I'm still getting a little bit of a coarseness to my spray, as you can see here, and it's very splattered. And I have trouble feeding enough material to it. The gun doesn't come with multiple tips and nozzles and air caps, which kind of limits me in my ability to spray thicker material or material that's higher viscosity. The air caps help break up material that's varying thickness, and then different nozzles help feed material that's thicker as well. And obviously with smaller nib tips and nozzles available, you can spray thin material easily and effectively. So that's kind of some of the limitations here. Now granted, for the cost of the gun, for a single spray project or a project that you know you're just going to end up trashing equipment, it might make a lot of sense. You notice as well, my air pattern's pretty small. It's a couple inches with this particular material. Now if I went ahead and I painted a part of the project, that's about as good as I'm going to get. And as you see, it's just still a little coarse to texture, and it's hard to get enough material out of this gun to not get that textured sandpaper appearance. So we'll go ahead and boost up to a mid-level gun, $200 gun, and show you what that looks like so you can understand what you're going to get when you kind of make the leap to even a mid to mid-low level spray gun. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the video and show you an SV100. This gun's about $220. It comes with 2 tips. I have a 1.4 tip in here. Some of the things you notice right off the bat, I have a lot more control of my air pattern and my fluid needle adjustment. I do have different tips and a few air cap choices, not quite as many as you get with a full $400 or $500 Binks gun. But again, for the price, you're getting a lot more. And then we'll show you how it kind of lays down paint. The paint's the same thickness as it was. So right off the bat, you can see my pattern is much larger. My original pattern was maybe 3 or 4 inches. This is about 10 or 12. You can also see I'm breaking up the material a little better as well. I am at about 38 pounds of pressure on air. Even if I crank my air down, which with this cap, the recommendation is about 26 pounds for true HVLP. So this is this is where it's going to be truly HVLP compliant. And even still, I'm able to break up that material well because of the larger pattern and better breakup. I can actually get a much smoother looking finish. As you look at that, it's a very glossy finish and well appearing. The gun's also more rebuildable. You got repair kits, you have extra needles, nozzles, and air caps. So you invest in a gun like this or one comparable, and you're not going to find that you're replacing parts and equipment or replacing whole guns. You're just going to replace parts and pieces when things kind of wear out with time. So you get better results as far as how it sprays. You get a little more larger pattern to help you move faster, and overall you're just going to get better results from your painting. So if you're using it for high-end finish work, you're trying to get quality results how you work, and you want think your equipment's contributing, it might make sense to jump up to a more mid-level gun like this, or even a higher-end gun. With the higher-end gun, you're going to have further nozzle and needle choices, and even more ability to choose parts and pieces to be rebuilt rather than complete kits that can be a little more expensive. So go ahead and finish out showing you the gun in action. And this is the Binks SV 100 gun, as you saw, and then we showed you a Harbor Freight gun for reference. And that's the SV 100.